If you've ever been in a debate and the other person, regardless of subject, just refuses to accept the facts, evidence, whatever that you've been presenting, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're going to try to clear that up today. Alright guys, so just quick disclaimer, I have, for the most part, with the exception of a few jokes, stayed away from politics on the channel. It's not something I really want to go into all the time, and I'm not really going to do that today. There's plenty of other channels that do that regularly, so if that's your thing, go follow them. I think it's pretty clear where I stand on the Second Amendment, just from what I do, and if you still have your doubts, go ahead and go to Instagram or Facebook. The memes abound there that will clear that up for you in case you don't know. Today, all I'm going to try to do is demonstrate for those who may not know and provide a resource for those who do that want to give this to somebody what a semi-automatic is. There's all kinds of terms, all kinds of politicians, people speaking on the subject on TV and internet video clips, and they're clueless. I've always said that there's no shame in not knowing something. The only shame is when you have the opportunity to learn and you choose not to. So I'm not trying to change anybody's mind on anything other than just showing you what a semi-automatic is and hopefully clearing that up for some folks. So let's talk about what a semi-automatic is not. It is not a fully automatic gun. A fully automatic gun, we'll use this one for an example. So this is a pump action rifle. There is no magazine inserted, no round in chamber. So with this gun, every time I squeeze the trigger, I have to manually pump it and go again. Now with a fully automatic gun, you would chamber around, pull the trigger, hold that trigger down, and the gun is going to keep firing until it either experiences a malfunction or runs out of ammo. Those are not illegal for civilians to own in the United States, but they are very expensive and restrictive. So I think anything after 1986 that was manufactured is very, very hard to get your hands on. And those models and specimens that existed before that are very expensive. So there was one particular example that I would love to own one day. Saw it at a gun show. I think it was going for like $22,000. I can't afford that. Most people can't. So fully automatic guns either exist in the collections of people with that kind of money, or they exist illegally. They already broke a law to have them, so that's all I'll say on that. A semi-automatic gun. Now that was a pump action. You saw it had to be manually cycled each round. This is a scary AR-15. It is a semi-automatic rifle. Magazine is out, no round in chamber. So with a semi-auto, put your magazine in, chamber around, and then every time you pull the trigger, you can keep pulling the trigger, but it is only, if you hold the trigger down, it does nothing, and I'll demonstrate that for you guys here in a second with some live fire. You pull the trigger, it fires a round, let off the trigger mechanism resets, and you can go ahead and fire another round. But you are only getting one round per squeeze of the trigger. That is a semi-automatic. It's kind of automatic, but it's not, right? Semi. The automatic in that name is referencing to the firing action of the gun. So the blast from the previous shot from the cartridge is actually going up through a tube along here underneath this handguard and cycling this bolt, and all it is doing is chambering another round. It is not firing that round until you pull the trigger again. So it's not a fully automatic. These guns are not assault rifles. Assault rifles possess something called select fire capability. My rifle has two positions over here. You have a safe and you have a fire. If it were select fire, it would have either a 3-round burst or a fully automatic function. Again, really hard to get your hands on those. So what are these guns used for? Well, this one's killed a lot of aluminum cans. It's killed a lot of paper targets. It's shot a lot of steel targets. It's been used to dispatch a couple coyotes that were a threat to my animals. Other than that, it's mainly used for recreation and target shooting. It's a fun rifle to shoot. The round is there, so it's a 22 caliber round. Very light recoiling. My wife is a pretty petite woman. She can shoot this gun very easily with no issues. This gun, believe it or not, shoots that same cartridge. That 22 caliber bullet. The magazine actually goes right in there. So this is a standard capacity AR-15 mag, holds 30 rounds. Not too crazy. They do have magazines that hold more, they have magazines that hold less, but that's the standard capacity for these. So that's enough talking about it. I think what we'll do now is we'll go ahead and shoot some live fire and demonstrate it on camera. Alright, now just for thoroughness sake, what I did want to cover is this is a pump action rifle, so you pump the handle. It's much like a pump action shotgun. There are other versions of manually cycled rifles, lever actions, where, you know, think Western movies where you work a lever down here, or bolt actions. Same principle, they can be magazine fed from an external magazine, etc. But I'm just going to demonstrate just a few rounds on this rifle. It's the only other 5.56 that I have other than AR-15s. So yeah, here we go. So I've chambered around, safety off. And before I can fire another round, I'll have to go ahead and cycle the action. And we'll do it one more time. So that's all there is to that one, and then I'll demonstrate the AR-15. Alright, so I got my AR-15 out here. It's just a standard AR-15, nothing too crazy. So go ahead, the first step would be to put your magazine in, and then you charge it. And now I'll just demonstrate how that works with a few rounds here. So I fired, and out of habit I let my finger off the trigger, so it is ready to fire again, but you can see that shell casing eject automatically. But if I hold the trigger down, which I'll do on the next shot, it will not shoot again. Trigger is still held down. You could hear the mechanism reset when I let off the trigger. So you can hold the trigger down all day long, it's not going to go off again. That's what semi-auto means, so I'll fire a couple more rounds. Put the rifle on safe, take the mag out, and eject the round out of the chamber. So, as you guys can see, it is a semi-automatic. There's a very big difference between that and a fully automatic weapon. So, there you go. Like I said, I'm not trying to sway your opinion, just giving you some information and hopefully righting some wrongs as far as all the BS that's out there in the media as far as what these are and how they work. So, thank you. I'd like to give a shout out to Joe Darrow for graciously sponsoring this video. If you or your business would like to get mentioned on video and in the description, there's going to be links in the video description for both the Patreon and the PayPal for this channel, as well as an email address if you'd like to email me to discuss some different things. We really appreciate the support, Joe. Thank you so very much. If you guys haven't already subscribed, please do that. Make sure you click the bell to get notifications when I upload new content. I'm going to be doing that at least once a week, hopefully more as my schedule allows, but you can definitely count on one video a week. So with all that being said, as always, thank you for watching. Stay safe, keep shooting. I'll see you next time.